Okay, so what we're not going to do is think that we need to be ultra rich in order to have a luxurious home. Because most of the luxury homes that you see on TV and on social media are actually boring. Hey guys, my name is Newman. Welcome back to my channel, New Inside Art. And today we are going to talk about why luxury homes actually suck. I'm sure some of you have seen so many luxury homes on YouTube, on TV, on the famous real estate shows, and you're always wondering to yourself, why is it so cold and just, I don't know, not cute? And I want to talk about how these overhyped luxury homes that we see every day that are so prestigious and that are untouchable, I want to go in and figure out why these homes that are supposed to be the pinnacle of designs actually don't hit in the end. So let's get into it and let's talk about the real truth behind these luxurious homes. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the trends that age poorly in luxurious homes. Okay, so most of the time when you look at a luxurious home that is like multi-millions of dollars, you always notice that there is an ultra modern minimalism that just lacks longevity. And what I mean by that is that you usually see these homes have all the neutral colors. I'm talking about like overuse of like neutral tones. It has no contrast or personality for that matter. You see the beige, you see the grays, you see the white, and usually the space is very large. So when you're going in, you kind of have that cohesiveness of like everything kind of blending in with each other. But at the end of the day, what is separating those rooms? What is separating that layout to make you feel as though you are walking into something different than your average house? So a lot of these TV shows like Selling OC, Selling Sunset, Los Angeles Listings, even on YouTube, those are usually designed for resale. And just looking at it, you can tell that no one actually lives in there, and it's mostly just to have like an open concept for the person to feel as though they can go in that home and make it their own. Homes that are designed for resale are going to have those neutral tones because, you know, it's a strategy that's been used for so long. I feel like we're smarter now. We are definitely smarter now, and the strategy is just so old. I feel like we don't have to follow that anymore. The best way to showcase a home, whether it's luxurious or it's just like in normal average home, you would want to have some sort of personality in that home and see what type of seller has been living in there. This is just an example of a Los Angeles home that is like $14.5 million. So all beige living room, beige couch, beige rugs, walls, kind of have your contrast in your kitchen, but it ends up like very sterile. Then you have your luxury bedrooms, which is like nothing but neutrals and chrome. So it looks very hotel-like. So I'm not necessarily dissing the fact that like they did a good job of doing it very clean, you know, like you can come into this house and for sure you are going to be attracted by the sense of comfortability it's going to give you because there's not too much going on, it's not over decorated, and there's not many colors. They stick with the colors like white, beige. It's very hard to hate those colors. However, come on now, it's not working anymore. We are done. We want to see something different. We want to see something that is going to affect us in a way where we see who has lived there in the past and how we can incorporate our own ideas with what they already implemented. So I'm talking about, you know, probably having an eclectic fireplace, different types of tiles, or, you know, it's like knickknacks and statues that they found. If I'm buying a luxurious house, I will want things to be in tip-top shape where I don't have to come in and do DIYs. I wouldn't have to come in and like reconfigure some spaces. So enough with these white kitchen, these glossy cabinets, and let's go in another direction. Look at the luxurious homes that actually have that personality where you can find the color. People who have done a good job at showcasing luxurious homes were actually past architects. For example, the Eames house. The Eames house was so eclectic. It was very industrial, it was very lived in. The people that actually built the home lived in there, and you can see how much different contrast and personality that was going throughout the home. That is what I would define as a luxurious home, not the stale white, beige, gray houses. The next thing I want to talk about is the overemphasis of square footage. So apparently when a home is super luxurious and it's out of reach for most people, it has to be massive. Who the hell is going to use all that space? So imagine how much dusting, how much maids you would have to get in order to, you know, keep that home luxurious. I'm sorry, but if a home requires like 20 maids, it is not luxurious because it's not functional. And you would think if you were to spend like $30 million for example, for this California hilltop mega mansion, you would have a super functional home, right? Just looking at the layout of this, it looks like you have to walk like 15 steps just to grab a snack, or even like a fridge on one end of the kitchen and then the sink on the other. There's no cooking triangle, so you're just like in the midst of like a museum, I guess. Kind of crazy. Having a big space, huge square footage, huge layout doesn't always mean that you can achieve that luxurious look. Believe it or not, places that are strategically compact in different areas of your home can actually feel more filled in and more intentional whenever you are decorating the space. So if you're looking at the huge open space, it can feel very poorly furnished. So like the poorly designed living room that fits like 3 full couches but has no like real gathering space, and like there's like hallways that stretch forever with no purpose or design, or even like a master bedroom that's like big enough for like a ping pong table but is lacking character. These ultra rich homes, the luxurious homes that you see are poorly designed. It sucks because the furniture that's in there might be expensive, it might be top brand, it might be a designer, super well known, however, does no justice to the space if you have to literally jog across the room in order to go and use it. So for my folks who have a suburban home, my folks who have an apartment, my folks who genuinely just have a small space, whether it's a room, living room, when you fill in that space, you can actually keep your space more impactful. Easy access to wherever room you have. Those little corners in your spaces, you can have that cozy nook. You can have a well-designed office where you actually feel enclosed and close to your bookcase and close to your sofa bed and not feel overwhelmed. This comes into my next point. So luxurious homes actually lack the personality, and it's a complete home decor gone wrong. There's a difference between home decor and interior design. And if I can easily identify all the furniture that you have in your home, then you don't have a cool home. So these luxurious homes we see online, you know, we have CB2, we have Rose Concept, we have West Elm, we have Crate and Barrel, we have, you know, these super expensive stores that only a few of us get to experience, to buy from. Everything in that super big mansion was placed for a showroom purpose. But when you strip all that personality from staging, then what is there left? You have the same type of coffee table, you have the same type of couch, same safe choices throughout, art pieces that match the color scheme but not actually who the owner is. Just even an example from this home, this is in NYC, it's $150 million. It's on Billionaires Row. A lot of billionaires live there. So, you know, you would think there would be some sort of uniqueness because they have access to a lot more resources in order to make a home super cool, okay? Super unique, super eclectic, super creative. But just looking at this home, guys, the white, the gray, the beige. I think for this multi-million-dollar apartment, it's mostly for the view. So you're buying the view for $150 million. Not a steal in my opinion. So let's talk about personal curation. So a personal curation is usually personal. So usually we have individual aspects, who we are as a person and what we've experienced in life to our home. And usually we do have those memories or knickknacks from a place that they travel, or even just housewarming gifts that they got from their really close friend. A gallery wall of real photos, not just from Home Goods or like restoration hardware, can go a long way. So don't feel like you have to take off, you know, your gallery of photos that you created on your own, or just artwork that you found or you thrifted, because you're already ahead of these millionaires that think they're selling you the best home ever. The bookshelves with the real books, I'm not talking about the Tom Ford, the Chanel, the Louis Vuitton, the Yves Saint Laurent, all these books that people actually don't read. And actually, fun fact, usually these books are just, there's nothing inside. It just looks like it's stacked and it has a brand name on there, which makes you think, oh my god, this person has money. The vintage rug that you got, the handmade pottery that you got on Facebook Market, or just the flea market finds, these are all pieces that make a home super personally curated and gives you that feeling that somebody really actually took the time in order to build this home intentionally with home decor. And my next point on why luxurious homes actually suck in the end, we are going to talk about the interior design versus the livability. So we talked about the home decor, we talked about the pieces, the furniture and all that, but now I want to talk about the actual architect of the place, the design, the interior, you know, how the walls are put together and what materials these interior designers use for these multi-million-dollar homes. So we have materials chosen for those stone bathtubs. guilty pleasure, because I actually want a stone bathtub. I feel like they're super cool and everything like that, but stone literally freezes your back. It's not regulated like through temperature or anything like that. Like it's just freezing most of the time. So if you're in a really hot place, it's going to be super hot. But if you are in a really cold place, it's going to be super cold. So you don't have that practicality of using that stone bathtub whenever you want. Another thing is the marble floors, the marble countertops, easily stained. And everybody who knows and has experience with just interior design knows that marble flooring is literally just for show, and that's it. It's for a room that you are not going to use. It's for a room that it's literally just needs to look clean constantly. You're never gonna step on it. You're never going to sneeze in there. If I'm buying a multi-million-dollar house, I would want to use every single room. Another one is sleek flat cabinetry, zero grip, fingerprints constantly, no. And the worst one in my opinion is the glass staircase, the glass patio. How the hell are those maintained? Super impractical. If you're gonna look for a home that's actually luxurious, look at past architectural homes that an architect or even interior designer lived in their homes themselves. Usually they are going to apply things to their own comfort, and whether it's rich textures like velvet, linen, wood, things you can feel, things that are tangible. So a true luxury, at the end of the day, we can all agree that is a reflection of you. Alright guys, so that's the end of the video. This is all the reasons why I think luxury homes suck. These out of reach spaces that people might not even experience in their life, and we end up feeling like we're missing out, but in reality we're not. So I hope you really liked this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Keep it going. I see people that are subscribing, and I also see people that are not. I see about over 80% of my viewers are actually not subscribed to my channel, and that actually hurts me. If you support me, if you actually like my videos, come on, show the support, hit that subscribe button, comment and like, come back. I have actually other videos that I talk about. I talk about interior design trends, talk about IKEA furniture, and I'm also living in a new home of mine as well. I'm going through a complete home journey transformation. So if you want to follow that along, check out my playlist and see what I have planned. I would love for you to guys, I would love for you to guys to hop on this journey with me and see everything, be super authentic, get into the midst of it, and make my home more luxurious than these homes that I just smack talked down, okay? So if I can see you next time, that would be great. If not, I'll try to get you back somehow. Okay, bye.